up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Blessing. I'm a nurse and I work and live in the United Kingdom. In this video, I'm just gonna be telling you about some of few things that happened recently, which is a good news. So first of all, I will talk about how to prepare for your life in the UK test, and I'm also going to talk about some of the documents that you'll be needing to apply for your indefinite leave to remain. So if this information seems to be something that interests you and you feel that you learn from it, so keep watching. Also remember to get a pen and a paper so that you keep jotting what I'll be telling you down. Thank you. So guys, once again, I'm Blessing and I'm a nurse and I work and live in the United Kingdom. So in today's video, like I said in the introduction, I'm just going to tell you about how to prepare for your life in the UK test. So, you know, life in the UK test is one of the requirements that you'll be needing for you to apply for your indefinite leave to remain. So, and it's like an exam. It's like a test of your knowledge of, you know, how long you have lived in the United Kingdom. So for you to be able to apply for your life for your indefinite leave to remain, then you have to have a life in the UK test exam done. So this exam, it doesn't expire, you do it once. So if you have lived like 2 or 3 years in the UK, you are good to go. You can do the exam if you feel like you have enough knowledge of the United Kingdom and then you think that you are ready to go. So I'm going to be adding some of the link of the materials that I used to prepare. It actually took me like about 2 weeks for me to prepare, and I think I made a video when I went to go and write the exam, so I might be attaching that video along the line. But here is it. Don't let anybody lie to you that, oh, you can prepare for your life in the UK test like a day to the exam. Honestly speaking, if you don't know it, you don't know it. That's the fact. If you don't know the questions, you don't know. There's no gambling about it. Fine, there will be like options and all, but there are some questions that you really need to know. Like, you can't gamble about it. You can't do a EJ around it. Take for example now, if you're asked that when was the World War I ended, or when did it started, or War of the Roses, or who was the head of or the year that what's it called, the year that women are allowed to vote. So all those years, like, it has to be at the tip of your fingers. And a lot of questions, and sometimes the way they retwist the questions, it's going to be like, you know, if you know the answer, sometimes the answer will be the question. They might say, in the year so this happened. So what is that thing that happened, and what led to it? So that thing that happened will be in the options, and you know. So if you don't know it, you don't know it. So don't let anybody come and sugarcoat it for you that, oh, you don't need to prepare, it's easy. Is that fine? It can be easy if you actually prepare for your life in the UK test. But if you don't prepare, don't let me lie to you. You might fail. Yes, people do fail. Yes, but you know, there's this particular YouTuber, like his name is Rahid Rahman or something like that. He's on YouTube and he has like a channel, Fast Tracker. So fast see, this guy actually saved my life. Like, he saved my house. What I literally do to prepare for my life in the UK test was, I watched his video like from lesson 1 to lesson 8. If you are able to sit down, watch this guy's video, I'm telling you, you are going to nail the exam once. So it only took me like 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks of intense studying. That was what I used to prepare for it. Some people might say they are going to prepare for it 1 week, but anyway, it's up to them. But for me, I'm using myself as a case study now. It took me actually 2 weeks. So that is number one thing that you need before you can even think of saying that I want to apply for my ILR. You should have that at hand already, that you should have been done. So going now to the indefinite leave to remain itself, ILR. So for you to be able to apply for your indefinite leave to be remain, you have to, you know, tick some boxes When I say tick some boxes, I mean that you have to be able to, you have to be eligible. There are criteria for you that you need to, you know, have attained, be eligible to apply for your ILR. So one of the eligibility is you must have lived in the UK for 5 years. Mine as a case study, you know, and this ILR is actually individualized. What I meant by individualized is that whatever I put down for my own application might be different from another person. So if candidate A used this document for his or her ILR and they gave him, candidate B, if their case is different, might have to, you know, put some other supporting documents to attach so that they will grant the indefinite leave to remain. I have heard a question that do they normally deny people of indefinite leave to remain? Definitely yes, you can be denied, and the amount is non-refundable, which is heartbreaking. And it is not just a cheap money you get. It's not 500 pounds that of visa. It's almost 3,000 pounds. And I think they have even increased it now. But anyway, when I did mine, it is still the normal price. So people that will be doing it probably maybe next year, the new fee might be applied to them. I really don't know how much it is, but I did mine 2,904 pounds or something like that. That's like roughly 3,000 pounds. And I also paid for my biometrics, and I think that one is like 210 pounds. So in total, I spent over 3,000 pounds for my indefinite leave to remain. So let's go into documentation. Your documentation must be accurate. Like, you know, when you are applying for maybe like, let's say visiting visa, or when you are applying for student visa, you know, there are some mandatory documents that you need to put down. So by the time you are applying, there'll be some prompt question that they will be asking. So whatever answer you give will determine the next stage, and will determine if you need to provide a document to you know, support the statement. So right now I'm on maternity leave. That's why I said, using myself as a case study, the document that I'll be using might be different from the document somebody else will be using. So I'm just going to be giving you this information based on, you know, my own case study, the way it's applied to me. So I'm on maternity leave, and being on maternity leave doesn't mean that you are not eligible. You are eligible. What are the things that I needed? First thing, I actually sent an email to my HR and I requested for like a supporting letter. So, and I wrote what I needed to be in the letter to my HR. I told them my name, my date of birth, when I joined the trust, how much I'm earning before my maternity leave, and then I told them that they should calculate whatever I'm earning during my maternity leave and whatever I will be earning after. They should do their calculation by themselves. But I told them my own annual income, what I know, based on what I know. Then also, then I put my national insurance number in it. So I gave them my national insurance number that they should add it, and then I think I put my start date as well. Then I put the date I started my maternity leave and the date I'm expected to resume back to work after my maternity leave. And there is one other information that you needed your employer to, your HR to add in the letter. So that information is that you tell your employer that, in quotes, that you are still needed for that job, so that they will know that it's not like after you have your ILR you now run away or anything. And then the home office will know that, okay, you are still a valuable candidate for the team, I mean for the organization that you are working with. So I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but that is basically, that is what your letter will entail. And if you have peradventure, maybe while you were in the UK, within those 5 years, you have traveled, you have gone to so many holidays. So, and if you change employer, those are, you know, those are the other jara that will be making your application a little bit complicated and not straightforward like my own. So take for example now, if you have traveled outside the United Kingdom to different places, so you have to inform your employer as well that, okay, I traveled during this period. So your HR will be able to put that inside that letter. So you say that, okay, I traveled during this period, and so weeks where was the period I traveled for, maybe 2 weeks, and it was paid because it was during my annual leave. So the Home Office will understand that it's your entitlement. And also, if you travel, if maybe you change employer, because some people might change employer, you know, after their first contract has expired, maybe they now join another organization. So if you have changed employer, and maybe during the period you were with that employer, you also traveled to another country, you also need a letter. That is when you will need a letter from that former employer that brought you initially, so that you put them together, and then it will be attached to your the letter that your employer will be adding to you as a supporting document. So that's for letter from your employer. And another thing is your bank statement. So for me now, my former employer, you know, I was working with a care home before, and where I was living, so my bank statements need to show the statement of account. So I printed one statement of account in 2019 that shows where I was living, and I printed one in 2020 that shows the second address I was living. So if you are a homeowner like me that have bought house within that 5 years, and you know, because there will be like a column in your application that will ask that your address, and then they will ask that is it owned or rented. So I answered own. I have to show a document that will support that I own it. So your mortgage, yes, your mortgage will be like the supporting document that you'll be using to, you know, support that statement that you own it. That is for the bank statement. And also you would need maternity leave, you get. So there is this maternity leave approval that I got from my HR that was sent to my house, part of the supporting document that I needed, you get. So I'll be putting that as well. And then one of the questions that was asked was, when did I start my maternity leave, and when am I intending to resume back? So the start of my maternity leave, there was a part that it asked me that I should have a document to show what I'm earning before my maternity leave. So a pay slip before my maternity leave, I added that. During my maternity leave, a pay slip, and then statement of account throughout the period of my maternity leave. So statement of account that I submitted was before my maternity leave and during my maternity leave. I'm still currently on maternity leave, so there is nothing like after. So, and then pay slip before and during. So I submitted up to like maybe 8 or 9 pay slips. Yeah. And then one more thing is that your pay slip must show your statement, like the last payment. Take for example now, NHS usually pay my trust I think the last Wednesday of the month, and I applied like second week in August. So whatever money that I'm being paid in August will not appear in my pay slip. So I'm going to be using the pay slip of July, because that July pay slip and statement of account will show that I was paid in end of July, because I applied in second week in August. I don't know if you understand me. Anyway, that's it. You would know that you definitely know how your money enters, and you know how to print download or print out your pay slip. So that's for pay slip. That's for your and then your COS is part of the document that you'll be uploading. Your COS, your pay slip, your maternity approval, a letter from your employer stating that you are working with them and you are going to be coming back, and the amount you are earning before, during, your maternity leave and what you'll be earning after you resume from your maternity leave. And then in that letter also, it's going to show your contracted hours. If you are contracted to maybe 39 hours or 37.5, it should be stated there as well. And then if you are full-time or part-time, it should be stated there. And then the start date that you started with your employer, it should also be stated there. That's some of the document. And then your passport, your passport, so is one of, and then your BRP, your passport, your BRP, I talk about the mortgage, that is if you're a homeowner, then that's also, and then your utility bill. And then there's one other document that you will have to download. So that document says that you authorize the Home Office to do some verification, like underground checks on you. So you sign like a declaration that you give the Home Office go ahead to do their underground checks on you. So that document, you will download it, you will sign it and scan it and upload it as well. So once you do that, and what other document did I even put? Then my national ID, the name from Nigeria. So because I was asked that, are you which nationality am I? And I couldn't know that I'm a Nigerian. So I put it down that as a Nigerian. And do you have a national ID card? Yes. So upload it. You have to, anything you say yes to that you have, then you have to show a evidence. That's just how it works. If you say no, there's no need for evidence. If you say yes, definitely there's a need for evidence to show. And what other thing did I upload? My marriage certificate, although I still bear my maiden name because that's the name that brought me into this country, and the passport that I still use, it still bears my maiden name. But just to let them know that I'm married, so that in future if I want to change my name to my husband's name, there won't be any argument or anything about. I'm sure there will not be argument though, but just to back it up that I'm married. So I added my marriage certificate as well. Then then my birth certificate, because there was a place I was said that a question that place of birth, I said I was born in Nigeria. So to show that Loto, I was born in Nigeria, so I added my birth certificate, which shows my place of birth. Then what else? So basically those are the documents. Then one more thing is, after you have uploaded all your documents, uploaded and scanned it and then submitted your application, if you are going to, I will advise, because this is what most of my fellow nurses did and my predecessors, those that have done before me, those are the things they did. So let me be honest with you, don't go and be doing regular standard. Best thing is to use priority. That's fast track. So this priority, your decision will take only 5 days. But for the standard, I think the standard is like 1,005 or so. I think so. I'm not sure. Or maybe 1,006. I can't remember. So that standard, that one will take like 6 months. I beg, who has time to be waiting on home office for 6 months? They just go and dump your application somewhere, and then you'll be waiting 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, where other people have heard about their decision and then they are forgotten about it, and then you are able to do all of that things with your ILR. So I will advise you, that is if you take to my advice, but I will advise you, go for the priority visa. It's very, very fast. I submitted my application on Friday. I went for my biometrics on Tuesday. My my decision came on Friday. So less than 5 working days, like 5 working days, literally 5 working days, my decision is made, and that's me. And the more reason I quickly do this thing is so that I can do my children's passport. Because one thing that I want to tell you, that if you have your ILR and you had children in this country, it's not like you brought them from Nigeria or you brought them from anywhere. You had your children in this country, those children, they are automatically going to be become British, they are going to have their British that they will be a British citizen. But if you bring your children from, you know, Nigeria or wherever country you migrated from, you have to do their ILR as well, indefinite leave to remain, and then after a year, then you now apply for their citizenship, just the same way I did my own, because it is after a year that I'll be able to apply for my citizenship. This one is just like, you know, you can stay in the UK as long as you want. That's the indefinite leave to remain. That's what it means. But for children that are born here, so any children that are born before I have my ILR in this UK, they would apply for naturalization by birth, and then they will now apply for their citizenship. But any child that I give birth to after now that I have ILR, that child is still going to be citizen, but we not need to apply for any naturalization by birth or something like that. That child will automatically become British. The only thing I need to pay for is the passport, unlike the one I gave birth to before having my ILR. They will also be British citizens, and they will not need to do their ILR. All they will need to do is just to apply for naturalization and then have their British passport, full stop. So if this video has helped you in any way, please like my video, share my video, comment, ask questions under this video, and I'll be able to clarify any question you have, anything that you feel I have not mentioned. I'll be able to clarify. And please, I'm not a visa consultant. I'm a registered nurse and work in the United Kingdom. I don't do visa for people. I don't help people to get a job. So don't come to me and be asking me for a job, I don't do it. I don't even know how to do it. I only talk about my own experience in this UK. That's what I do. And if I hear about any opportunity that is open for either nurses or any healthcare worker, I'm always ready to share. This life is not this difficult. So please, I'm not affiliated with any organization that is employing anybody. Please, I'm just a UK registered nurse, mother of two, yummy mommy, like my friends used to call me. So please. So thank you for watching this video. If this video has, in one way or the other, has educated you and, you know, enlightened you, please do not hesitate to share this video, like this video, comment, please. And, you know, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Here, I had my hair cut, so that's why. All right, thank you. I guess this is my BRP.